handle, but it's also equally critical. So, oil, of course, is also at the bottom of the overall interest in the Gulf. As Link pointed out, that's where the major supplies are. Some people have said that we ought to combine this policy with U.S. independence from oil. It's a nice idea, but in my view, it's just totally impractical. We should do everything we can to reduce our dependence upon Middle East oil. But if you are a growing economy and our own domestic production of oil going down, in the near future, we're just going to be more dependent upon the Middle East oil. So the Middle East and its oil is critical foreign policy importance, and has to weigh very heavily in any decisions of what we do with Iraq. And as I indicated, oil is the only hope for financing the reconstruction of Iraq with their own revenues. But again, as I understand, they have close to $8 to $10 billion basically sitting in banks because they haven't yet decided on an oil distribution law. So again, but that recovery is needed. And as I see it, the Gulf states have a great deal of oil money, really because of the increase in the price of oil. It's more than they budget for, more than they plan for. This, to a degree, is a resource that can be free to be used. And, I would like to see it being used, as you might have seen in the paper today. The Gulf states have all supported U.S. policy towards Iraq. Speak lower, louder. But they offered no support on how to what to do in Iraq. It's easy to express support as long as you don't give any material support. They do have oil funds. I think what we should be doing is negotiating with the Gulf Council and have them put up a very substantial amount of money, up to billions of dollars, towards the reconstruction of Iraq. Now they don't have the manpower to oversee this. So I would recommend, and this is how I see the UN getting back into the game, that the UN Development Fund start to utilize that to help redevelop Iraq. Why don't I recommend the U.S. do that? The young quartz people I saw in Vietnam couldn't have been more dedicated, and they were bright and they were hardworking, but their efforts were totally overshadowed by military operations, and I just cannot see Condoleezza Rice in the Foreign Service journals that I read say the State Department is equally worried about her suggestion that the State Department officers get out unarmed and help in the streets of Baghdad. That's basically murder. It just can't happen. Maybe, and this is. I agree that this is a Hail Mary. If you regionalized and made more multilateral the efforts in Iraq, would have somewhat more of a chance of success. And this gets me to what I think is, well, I would object, not object, I would slightly dissent with the Iraq study groups. I do not think they emphasize the UN enough. I don't think they did want to regionalize it, but I didn't see that they emphasized enough of trying to get financial support from the Middle Eastern countries. And then if you did it through the UN, you could bring in, hopefully, the Europeans who do have a better record of economic assistance to countries than I think our own has. Going back to my Algerian experiences again on this economic development, frequently we concentrate on major projects. They're easier to manage, and you can think of one big project and you can use up most of your money and that's it. I've been rather taken by the recent Nobel Economics Prize to the Bangladeshi, whose idea was to give little sums of money to lots of people. That's